And here I was, jamming to some hardcore metal. Minding my own business, having a good time. And then subscriber Lee had to come in here and start adding to the chat box. Offline, of course. So I just had to, start this shit. I don't even know what I'm even going to talk about. We don't have James here today. So I was just chilling, having a good ass fucking time. But you know what? Since James is not here, we're going to have an even better time. Because I watched entirety of Noragami. So Noragami, we've finished that shit. And now we can review the whole thing. Huh? At 6 p.m. Man, I started early. Got 20 minutes. Just you and me and my cup of joe. I mentioned this too. So, I mean, as far as Lee knows, that I finished the cards for... Today is going to be the official tournament for our F.A.C playing card game. What did I call it? Was it just F.A.C card game, I think? I don't know. But yeah, it's gonna be the official one. It's gonna be Lee versus Retro Kraken today. I'm not in it because my character card was kind of a one-off. I think I'm gonna make like a legitimate one for me, but the card that I made for myself was more just a placeholder just to get things rolling. But yeah, we don't have enough cards to do a tournament yet, so it's just a one-off. Nobody gets a gold winner card this round because there's no tournament. It's just two people. So Lee and Retro today go against each other. We're not doing it at the beginning, we're doing it at the end. So either stick around through the entire stream or come back at the end of the stream at 7 o'clock. And we'll show you what had transpired between Retro and Lee. It was gooey and delicious. High in cholesterol, I'll tell you that. Yeah, no, it's unfortunate that James couldn't hang out with us today because we're gonna be doing a new format for the stream, little bit new. Of course, there's no whatchamahoots. No notes. Man, it's really hard for me not to talk about Noragami in this first hot mic shit because I want to talk about it. But we saved that for the stream. No notes, so that's gonna be cool. And also we're going to add as Q&A as always. Oh, what's he doing? Not this time. This time he's taking his dying girlfriend to the hospital because she's gonna die soon. No, not really, but probably. Well, I mean, she was dying before he dated her, so you know, James is attracted to death. What can I say? So you know, he's having a good time over there at the hospital. You know. What a poor lad. On the other hand, he probably did make her worse. Damn. Poor James. You know, James is one of those guys where he likes to feel useful in some way. Not critiquing him in this case, but you know, James, he's one of those guys where like how do I put this? I don't want to say white knight. He's not one of those, but he's like, he likes to feel useful. He likes to feel like he's needed. And he always, you know, speaking some truth right now, speaking some heart to heart, you know, he feels like he's always such a fuck up in life. And I always try to tell him, nah, man, you just do your best, you know, whatever. But, you know, income-wise, financially, he's like, oh, shit, I'm never gonna, you know, make a lot of money, blah, blah, blah. And then there's, like, you know, your personal life, like, eating healthy and, like, taking care of yourself, which hardly anybody does. But, you know, we always joke around with each other about our depression, our anxiety, and failures in life. But the point is that I think that he succumbs to a little bit more than me. Whereas I personally, I've come to terms with it, and I live a life of contentment and happiness and self-validation, and so I'm okay with my failures, you know, as long as you try your hardest, you know, and do the best you can to do, you know, work with you got. How can you complain? Whereas James, he's having trouble, you know, grasping that, and I think that him and women, I wouldn't call him a fuckboy, but he is kind of a man whore. But he doesn't like cheat around, or he's not like a player or anything, but he does bounce from girlfriend to girlfriend. I think that's it. I think he wants to feel needed. All of his girlfriends are always really needy. This girlfriend's the best, though. The girlfriend he has currently, I mean, he keeps stepping it up little by little, but ever since he got skinny, because he was fat. He was a fat little blueberry. Back in the day, man, he reminds me of that girl from, or reminded me of that girl from Willy Wonka that turned into a blueberry. That's him as a kid, man. He was like a squeaky little fat ass rat. And then he got his first girlfriend, and then like he got skinny. And I tell you, in a year, he went from flat to what he is today. And then he started growing out his hair. And you know, he's trying to look all badass, but underneath he's like a blueberry. He's like a little gummy bear, you know. But he pretends to be like the rock and roll metal skateboarder guy, ripped jeans and all. You don't know how to play a guitar, man. You don't know how to do shit. You don't know how to skate, man. He's a little, you know. He's a little what's it called when you faker? No, not a faker. What is it called? Skater boy. Nah, man, he can't even ollie up a box. He still owe me a cheeseburger, man. Dude, this poor little man. Whenever James bets me money, he loses every time. We were at the skate park, and you know, neither of us know how to skate. We barely even know how to ollie shit. And I mean, back in the day, I used to skate a little bit, and I could ollie, and I could do a kickflip and whatnot. But that was back in junior high, man. That was like not 10 years ago, almost 10 years ago. And anyway, we tried to get back into skating, and he can't do shit. And there's this box at the skate park about a foot high, and we were trying to ollie up it, and we couldn't get up it for the life of us. And so we were both trying to learn how to ollie together, and I'm like, come on, James, you know, you put your foot here, you got to do this, that. And I was even trying to relearn how to ollie myself, and so, you know, we were trying to get up on this box. And we were doing it all day, and we couldn't get up it. And then out of nowhere, James was like, I bet you I could get up that box first, bitch. And I was like, oh. I was like, oh my God, I'll show you. And, you know, it still took us a few tries, but I was like, James, you better not bet me, because I'm going to, you know, you better not say stuff like that, because I'm going to get it up first. And then James like, no, I'm going to get, and I was like, all right, man. I said, if whoever makes it up first owes the other person a cheeseburger. Because he wanted to bet me money. He was like, I bet you whatever. And I was like, nah. And I knew he was never gonna make it. So I wanted to be nice on the little boy. And I was like, no, just buy me a cheeseburger after this, just to put something on the line, you know. And so we did. And the very next try, I ollied up the box successfully. And I mean, it wasn't graceful by any means. It was a sloppy ollie, I'll tell you that. But I made it up clean, and I landed. I went off the box. I didn't ollie off the box, but I rolled off the box just fine. And he, to this day, that was like 6 months ago. To this day, he's never even been able to ollie up a curb. And I keep telling him, the day that you can ollie up anything, I will cancel the bet, and you will not owe me a burger. And to this day, he still owes me a double cheeseburger with no onions, only meat. But yeah, it's a sad day for him. But what was I saying? Ah, yes, little fake little skater boy. Little poser. That's the word. Poser. Yeah, he's a little poser. But, you know, he's a James. He's my little Jamesy. So, you know. But back to the point. Oh, geez. I didn't say. Oh, I don't know what you're saying, Lee. Oh, yeah, well, duh. Okay, that's that sarcasm dripping out. I see. Damn. Yeah, so I feel like back to the main point is that every girlfriend he's ever had has been like seriously broken. Like he's never had a girlfriend who was like stable or like you'd talk to her and you'd be like, all right, you know, I like this girl, you know, she going to college, you know, she got her head on straight, she she's not stupid. But every girlfriend he gets, we're like, dude, they're either mentally deficient or physically health-wise somehow. Oh, damn, Lee, that was cold. You attract what you are. What are you trying to say, Lee? About James? That's terrible. You're a horrible person. You, Lee, not James. But, yeah. So, you know, I mean, hey, look, if it makes him feel better and you know, it's all good, man, you know? If it makes him feel good that he feels needed, it's just I don't want him to get burned, you know, like because every girlfriend he's had, he's gotten burned, and I don't think he's ever been cheated on. But you know, like his girlfriends have been like the breakups have not been, well, breakups are never in a good way. But I'll tell you what, they're never healthy. That's for sure. Never healthy. But anyway, like I said, if it makes him feel good and it helps him feel good about himself, I'm all for it. By all means. But, you know, depends what he wants in the long term. I don't even think James is 100% honest with me about his intentions with you know, his girlfriends, and like I'm talking about like feel like I don't think if he looks 5 to 10 years in the future, I don't think he really clarifies, you know, to me exactly what he's looking for. So my conversations with him is never quite fruitful, but you know, we'll see. But yeah, you know, such is life. Such is life. So after the you know what? Hey, fruitful Lee, don't you put that word in quotes. That's a good ass word, man. Fruitful. Fruit. It's delicious. Do I play instrument? This ain't no Q&A, Lee. What the hell you doing? You ain't gonna run this stream. Well, I don't currently play instruments. I do know how to play the guitar. And I mean, I used to know several notes that I could never pluck notes though. I never quite was able to. I mean, I did learn how to play the Mario theme, both the above world, you know, do 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 that whole thing, and I did learn the underground theme, and I could pluck that like a fucking boss. But I even did that. I even turned that into a little electric metal version, and I put it on the electric guitar. Did a little you know, on it. That was good times. I could do that. I mean, today, if you were to teach me a song and showed me the chords, I probably could pick it up really fast within like 10 minutes, and I could learn the song and be able to play it. Not perfectly, not great, but I'd be able to play it. So yes, I do play instruments. I tried picking up the piano a little bit and teach myself, but it just got boring to me. So yeah, that answers your question right there. Back to the very first thing, though, I was saying about the slight difference in live stream in the format that we're going to be doing. I mean, it's just the ending really, because, you know, no notes. We're going to try to free flow our thoughts with the anime now. That way we could watch the entire anime and not have to worry about keeping notes or keeping track of it. I mean, the idea originally was to write down the notes so that you could hear our first impressions of the anime, but you're not going to hear our first impressions because, I mean, we watched it during the week, and, you know, there's no way around that. So we're going to do that. But after the anime is done, Q&A, we're going to be doing a little bit of like I call it fun time right now, and it's basically just goofing off with you guys after we review the anime, because we're going to be reviewing the entire anime, and hopefully we can get that done within an hour. And then Fun Time's going to have Q&A. Every week we're going to do a Would You Rather game, maybe one question. You could even submit your own Would You Rathers, and we'll do like a whole string of Would You Rather stuff, and even some fantasy philosophy if we can, maybe like for an extra 30 minutes of the stream, just to have just to hang out with you guys and to goof off and just be random. And I even was thinking with James, he likes the idea too, is we're gonna try to look up like games that you can play that are like verbal games that we can do together. Maybe not so much in the chat since there's a lag, but games that me and James can play that are like word games that like that old word games that you used to play in like middle school, where you'd be like things you can take to the moon. I could take a spoon, but I can't take a golf club. Something like that. And then the other person would have to guess. And, stuff like that. So, Fun Time. I don't know if we're going to do it this time, though, because there's a party I need to get to tonight after the stream. And my friend's coming over, like, right when we're going to be ending the stream in, like, an hour. So, but, yeah. That is going to be the new live stream that we're going to be doing. Because, I was telling James the other day, for the last 4 minutes here before the stream starts, I'll just let this one out, is I want the live stream to be I want it to be more like a weekly update. Party? You don't like parties? Hey, Lee. You anti-social little hermit rat. It's not really a party, just a little shindig with about seven of us. And it's nice because it's people I don't really know very well. Oh, there's going to be, I was going to say free booze, but I'm buying half the alcohol. Shit. No, but it's, making new friends, it's all good. I'm hanging out with like some of my coworkers that I've never hung out before, and bringing in some of my old friends like Alex. I invited James, but he don't want to do it. James don't want it. But, yeah. But yeah, the live stream is going to be more of like a weekly update with you guys. It's going to be more like a hangout with you guys. Yeah, the anime is there, but it's the anime club. So it's going to be more like, like when you were little, if you ever did go to like a weekly event or a club as a kid, like you'd go there and it would be based on the thing that it was. But then you'd still go there to make new friends and to hang out and to have a good time and, to hear what's up with everybody. And I think that is what this live stream is going to start to turn into. It's going to be more relaxed, less structure, less notes. And, yeah, just having a good time. And then I'm going to try to focus more on getting out the good content on a weekly basis. So I missed last Wednesday because James was supposed to write the essay, but he never did. So I'm writing the essay now. So I've got to write up his essay for him, and then we got to film it. And yeah, so hopefully I want to start dishing out weekly videos. And then when it starts to cool down, like back in the fall, we're going to start doing reaction videos again. And so be looking forward to that. Get reaction videos back. Yeah. That's pretty much it, man. Also, this Discord is starting to turn into the place that you can reach me the most. For those who are watching this right now and watching this in an archive footage, if you need to get a hold of me, Discord is where it's at, because I'm always going to have Discord up on my computer now. I'll always have it running, and so if you need to talk to me or message something to me during the week, just hit me up on the Discord, which I think is in the link in the description below, and you can hit that up. And I will always be there. If I don't answer, it's probably because I saw it and I don't want to talk to you. That is probably why I wouldn't respond. But otherwise, I'll always have Discord running in the background, so I'll always see when it's lighting up and stuff. It's almost time to start this shit. Oh, all right. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Sounds like a lot of hoopla to make over a little Krabby Patty, right? Wrong!
What's up, faggots? Welcome to Fantasy's Anime Club. I am Mocha Fantasy, and I am your host today, as usual. What is this word, Lee? Eskeet? It's time. Eskeet! How do you say that? Eskeet? Well, welcome to my humble abode. I don't even think I need to do intros. As we all know, it's the club where we all get together every week and catch up with each other, love each other, and shit on each other. It's a wonderful time. It's a wonderful time. This week we're talking about Noragami full review. Last week we watched episode 1, 2, and 3, and I reviewed those. So I won't be doing those here, but I will be doing the entire of Noragami. And I'm just gonna try to free flow it, you know. Say it fast. I don't want to say it fast. Eskeet. Let's get it? There's no L. Eskeet. How do you say it fast? What the fuck is that supposed to mean? It's supposed to make sense like that? What? It's the ratchet way of saying let's get it? Well, there's no L. Let's get it. I'm sorry, I'm not ratchet. I am a civilized human being. I'm of the variety that appreciates culture. So, you know, I say that we get right into it. Let's see, Noragami. Oh, you know what I don't have up right now? Didn't go anywhere. Oh! Whoops. Give me a second! What? Hold on. Nah! Alright. Alright, Noragami, let's get these slides up here, huh? Get to it deep, boy. I know, right? Alright, so Noragami. I would want to start with my first emotions about the anime, but I don't know. I mean, well, first of all, I loved it. I thought it was great. Oh, and did I forget to ask how we all doing today? You know, are you good? I'm good. I just want to know how you guys are doing, you know? I had a good day. I hope James had a good day. Man, you know, I was going to talk about James more, but I already did all of that in the intro, so we're going to get right into Noragami then. Oh, good, Lee. I hope everything is going good for you. Where's Lily, by the way? What happened? I feel like every week she's like on the brink of a suicide, and now when she's not here, I'm like, shit! Oh no! There she goes, Lily, never to be seen again. Lee says, me and my ex broke up with each other. Less stress. That's a shame, but then not really. It's good to be single, I'll tell you that. Alright, let's get off in this shit. Alright, so episode 4 of Noragami. This is the one, if I could even remember properly. This is the one, okay. You know, this didn't have much to do with the overall story. You know, that's another thing about the series, was that I felt like the first few episodes kind of felt a little random, but they were important because they built the characters together. But episode 4, he first starts out, what is this? He's dreaming of having his own shrine and everybody worshiping him. Where was that? The little cutscene. Was that? Not cutscene. Beginning. Oh yeah, so he's dreaming about being this god that everybody is in love with. Wait, it was kind of important? So, yeah, did I not say episode 4? So yeah, he's dreaming of being this amazing god that everybody loves, and so that's his passion. Now, I thought it was interesting. I'm gonna be jumping around a lot because if I don't, I'm gonna be freaking confused, and I'm not gonna remember because I hardly remember these episodes one by one. But I think that aspect of this anime where he is how Yato May had a dark side. Ooh, you get what kind of god that girl was? Forgot her name. Yet to know what kind of god. Oh, Bishaman! Oh my god, Bishaman! This is the one where Bishaman shows up? Nah, Bishaman don't show up here. You mean the pink-haired one? The god? Oh, the god, not Bishaman. The god of misfortune. I'm gonna get there, Lee. You relax. You know, never mind. Never mind. No, the whole aspect of Yato with his shrine, and I remember because that reminded me of when he wants the shrine so bad, and later on in the anime, what's her name, Yori, she makes him a shrine, and that was super adorable. I just want to say that real quick because if I don't, I might forget. But I like the aspect of how these gods, like how do they explain it, was that the gods value these shrines so much. And then I remember it was the god of the misfortune, the pink-haired one. She was explaining to Yori how important it is, or maybe it was Yuki, but they were explaining how important it was for a god to have a shrine. And it touched my heart because he started crying. She made him a little shrine, and Yato was looking, and he started to cry, and I was like, oh my god. Like, imagine how important that is, because to these gods, the shrines are everything, because to them, to not be forgotten and to have people care about them is really interesting. Which, a lot of aspects, I mean, they humanize these gods so much that I don't believe they're gods at all. But it's a nice story, though. Have I watched season 2? No, I haven't watched season 2. Pink-haired girl. Yeah, season 2. No, I haven't watched that. Maybe at some other point, but we're gonna be moving on after this. So what else happens in episode 4? Hold on. So they go to visit. All right, so they go to visit his girlfriend. I don't know if he calls her his girlfriend in the anime. I kind of forget. No, he does. He says that she's his girlfriend. And they get all cutesy together. I found her a little bit annoying, but I thought it was funny that she's the god of misfortune, and yet she shows the most girly feminine traits, and she exhibits chaos, which was very interesting because it's been said that the feminine traits is like more towards the chaos side of things, and the masculine traits is more towards like order and stuff, and you need to be in the middle for harmony. Oops. You know? And I thought that was funny that she's like the over-exaggerated side of, in the same way that like an over-exaggerated masculine type would be bad and harmful, she's like overly feminine and overly chaotic, and she's a god of misfortune. And I thought that theme in the element of the storytelling was very interesting. The Japanese are so good at putting really relatable themes, I think, into their animes, and that's what I really enjoy watching. Oh my god, and the art! That just popped in my head too. The art in this anime is so freaking good, dude. Like, their eyes are gorgeous. And I thought this guy back here was Mario for a second when I first saw it. Alright, hold on, I have a thought. I'm gonna read the chat real quick. He didn't cry. He did? Okay. Okay, so he claims that she's his girlfriend, and then this dude comes busting out. That guy comes busting out and is like, "You be touching my girl like this, blah blah blah." But it's adorable because they're two react, because he looks like the big buff angry boyfriend that will whoop you when you touch his girl in the wrong way. That sounded weird. Nagging up if you approach his girl in a certain way. But no, he's more like a father figure. And so their dynamic was very interesting, I thought. Especially when they were talking with Yuki about the dynamic of what do they call it's the regalias that are like meant to be the guide regalias, like meant to be the perfect, what are they called? Yeah, father figure. Yes, I'm getting there, Lee. But what's it called? What are the regalias where they need to, like, they're the expected, exalted? Are they exalted? Exalted regalias? It's something along those lines. But he was explaining that, and when he was explaining how different regalias take care of their master in their own way. And then he was talking about how every time that the god of chaos reincarnates, that he raises her. And that just made you think, like, dude, How long has he been her regalia? Because we were introduced to Yuki super early, so we get thrown into the story where Yato doesn't even have a regalia. He first gets a regalia, so you kind of get the impression that they go through regalias pretty fast, but no, that's not the case. We're just thrown into the story when they first meet, and that's like the appropriate time to jump into the life of Yato. But yeah, these regalias are with people, with the gods for eons, man, for thousands of years, some of them. And the fact that Yato doesn't have any regalias, and it makes so much sense. Try to even get into this right now with Yato. No, I'll get in later. Yato and the other god of calamity, the main villain of the anime, the climax. I have so much to say about that, but we'll get there. I don't even... Oh, man, 15 minutes, and we're only on episode... I gotta go through these so much faster. Shit. But that was interesting, I thought. And the way that he adores the god of misfortune... Like, I love this guy. I don't think there's a character I did not like in this anime. Even the voice acting, I watched it in English. I think the English voice acting, if it ever was bad, I think it's a lot better now. Maybe I just don't care anymore. I don't know. Plus, I watch it in English because it's easier for me, less brain stress. But if I really like an anime, I'd probably watch it in Japanese. I honestly don't think I have a preference. Whatever comes up first in the search results, you know? What does this Lee you say? I'm here shaking my head at what you're saying, agreeing with you, and I just realized you can't see me. That's Lee all day right there. Alright, so moving on. Let's see if I get through this. The art is so good, dude. Okay, so this scene, I have something to say about this. Well, you know, naturally. You know, usually when animes go really chaotic like this, I tend to not like it. Like when there's all this screaming going on and flaring the arms and everything and just nonsense. I don't like it. I like my animes to be more grounded in, I would say, reality, but they're pretty much always pretty exaggerated. But this made me laugh. I don't know if it's because I just like the characters this time or whatever, but this dude was basically leaping off of a building to commit suicide because he had so much misfortune in his life. And they jump off, and Yato jumps off with him and is like, "Oh, you can get my services, blah blah blah, you know, for this much or whatever." Yori comes over the edge. So does Yuki. So they're all falling together, and I could see how this. Some people really act like that dude. Wait, which dude? This scene is funny. The suicide? Act like what dude? Whatever. But, man, I forgot what I was saying. It's gonna come back to me. It's coming back to me. Anyway, they're falling all together. Oh, in a manga, this might make sense. Falling for gold diggers. Oops. The falling might have made sense in the manga, because, you know, they're still frames. But when it's actually shown in real time, it just feels a little... Like, it looks more exaggerated than I think it would have been in the manga. But it's still funny, because I mean, that's the point, is that they're falling for so long that they have a time to have this long, in-depth discussion about what's going on. And Yato asks the guy, like, what happened, you know? They're trying to figure out. And so he goes on to explain that he met this girl, and he fell in love with her, but everything started bad happening. He lost his money, he lost his job, he lost everything. So then he goes to commit suicide, and then Yato was like, "Oh man, why didn't I get this sooner?" And it turns out to be the god of misfortune. And so I thought that was funny. And I'm trying to remember exactly what they said, but I don't think there's anything else notable in this scene. Them just falling. Oh, that's another thing. Is it reminded me of James. I remember I was sending a Snapchat to all my friends. I was like, dude, this is James. Because this guy is like, he's like, I found this girl crying, you know, in an alleyway in the corner, and I felt so bad for her, and I wanted to make her feel better. And then at the end of it all, he's like, I wanted to make her feel better, so I gave her money, I gave her my time, I gave her blah, blah, blah. And in the end, like, she broke my heart or whatever. And then Yato was like, you horrible person, you're taking advantage of a poor, helpless, in need girl, and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, dude, this is James. He sees a girl in distress, and then he falls in love with her. Dude, what kind of archetype is this? I know there's a word for this, that a guy who does this is like when he sees a broken... And girls do this too, when they see a guy... that is now with men, it's like not that he's broken, it's that like he's too much of an asshole. And the reason why a lot of girls go for that is because they want to fix him. They want to be like, this guy's an asshole. I bet you with my pussy I can turn him into a nice guy and he will be a great man and provider. And it's almost like a challenge for them to overcome. And it's on the flip side for men, when they see a girl who's too weak and is broken and is hurt for whatever reason in her life, they want to prop them up and lift them up. Whereas, you know, well, anyway, let me continue. Yeah, they want to prop her up and fix her problems and make her feel better, stop her from crying, and take care of her. And that's kind of what James does. And that's what this guy was doing in this scenario. And, you know, that doesn't work. No matter who it is, you know, you can't fix somebody, you know, when somebody is... When someone is, I mean, you can try to be a help to people, and it's always good to do that. But when there's a dysfunctional person in your life, and they continue to cause drama and cause problems for you and everyone in your life, you might need to cut them off, because they will poison your life as well. And if you cut off all the dysfunctional people in your life, if that's all your friends, that sucks. But you're going to be alone for a while then. But if you do that, your life will improve if you cut off dysfunctional people and only hang out with positive people, hang out with people that, you know, want a good future. They don't have to be successful yet, but as long as they're not dysfunctional and they have their head on right, and, you know, little mocha wisdom for you. But yeah, you know. That's my little 2 cents on that. I just had to get that off my chest as I was explaining that. But that's what was going on in that scene. So that was interesting. Oh my god, the art is so fucking good. Look at that. Oh my god, let's just take a moment. Yato's so freaking cool. I have this, I have on my wallpaper on my computer, I have, a montage. I'm fucking a weeaboo. I've downloaded like all these 4K pictures of like anime girls. Not the naughty kind. Okay, I'm not a pervert. Okay, just cool anime fan art, and I swear there's a gender bend I have of him. I'm not entirely sure, but there's this anime girl that looks exactly like Yato. Got the black hair, the blue eyes, and she's like looking all cool. She's got like a tracksuit, but it's open in the front. She's wearing a bra, kind of hot, but it looks exactly like Yato. But I don't think it is. But it's cool. I wonder if that's up right now. No, it's not. Alright, so the anime ends with him fixing another problem and becoming a more popular god, I guess. And you know, okay, hold on. Let me read this real quick, and then I'm going to say my thought. Literally told my friends this yesterday. I know Lee, right? Because he's surrounded by people that don't want to see him succeed. Because he's surrounded by people... Yeah. Oh, you're telling your friend that he's surrounded by people that don't want to see him succeed. Yep. Yep. And never take financial advice from people who have an empty bank account. That's another thing I learned as well. Only take advice from people who are wealthy and rich. And not just financially, but, you know, mentally, wisdomly, you know, bodily, all that good stuff. But, so yeah, ends this anime. And, you know, another thing I love about Noragami is that it answered all of my questions. Like, I'm not going to say this now because I'm getting into it later, but the battle between the Gods of Calamity, Yato, and the other guy. What was this? Bob John? Who the fuck is Bob? Is this little retro second account right here again? Bob John. Don't know who that is. Well, welcome. I'm glad you have arrived. We're just getting into the good stuff now. But no, when the Gods of Calamity, when they were battling, I was thinking, like, why the fuck does this white hair, the bad god, I better look up his name in it. Yeah, maybe I could. Do I still have it up, man? Oh, whoops. Hold on. I'm not going to look it up. It's going to take too long. But, no, when they were going after each other, I was asking myself, like, why does he want to kill Yato if they were once friends? And I was like, this better not just be some stupid forced drama that they do just so that Yato has someone to fight. And then it also made me question, like, well, why is he a good person now? Why isn't he, like, evil anymore? Why isn't he still a god of death? And I thought that he was going to turn into like this evil god, which he kind of did in the end. But I thought there was going to be a moment where he was tested and he had to be like this evil god, which would have been kind of cool. But I like where they went with it, and it was really cool. And they answered all of my questions, and none of it felt cheap. None of it felt fake. None of it felt like, oh man, you just bean boozled me, man. I've been bean boozled. I thought it was something, you know. It wasn't like that. It was actually like really good storytelling, and I was not disappointed whatsoever. So that was cool. Lee says started with an R, I think. Oh, the god, Robbo. Oh, Robbo. Yeah, no, yeah, Robbo, something. Yeah, something like Robbo. You right. And then we get some foreshadowing of how okay, in this episode, this is the foreshadowing we get early on in the series, where the god of misfortune tells Yori to watch out for Yato because, or maybe she told Yuki. I'm not actually sure. It was who's she talking to? Yeah, she's talking to Yori. She tells him, like, watch out. He's done some terrible things and he's killed Regalias before. Yada yada. He's killed his own Regalias too. And it's so cool because you think like, oh, he's killed Regalias because they're, you know, he's an evil person. But no, it's because he killed Regalias before because they get corrupted. And if they become corrupted, then he dies. And if they become fully corrupted, then they turn evil. And it's like, it's better to kill them. He even mentions this in the anime. It's better to kill them than let them become corrupted. Because if they become corrupted, then they become evil phantoms. And it's a living hell for them. Well, so he says. I don't know if it, like, I don't know, maybe, I mean, yeah, in some way it makes sense. I could probably explain it away and justify it how it makes sense. But, yeah, no, like, oof, it's good stuff. So, yeah, he once was a death god. That's cool stuff. The art is so damn good. I love it. One of my favorite animes now. Now I don't even have a top 5 anime. I have, like, a top 10 now because there's so many good animes out there. I mean, I don't think I'd watch season 1 again. But the art was good. It's not one of those animes I'd rewatch like Death Note or... Even Ergo Proxy's hard to watch though because Ergo Proxy's really slow. So moving on to episode 5. Yeah, we're making good time. We good. Episode 5. Which one is this one again? So this one is... Okay, so this is the one where... Yuki starts doing bad things, naughty things, and stealing and shit. So this episode was an important development for Yuki because it puts him, it puts him down a path. It's just a path I cannot follow. But yeah, no, it puts him down a path where it starts his arc where he's going down, which leads to drama later on. Which also, that's another thing, is I remember thinking, why did Yato let Yuki continue to sting him? I was like, why wouldn't you bring it up? You are an asshole because you are self-righteous and thinking, I mean, he is a god, thinking that, oh, maybe self-righteous isn't the word, but he just keeps letting Yuki sting him because, as you know, their minds are kind of linked, their bodies are kind of linked, where, since he's a god, he's like pure, right? And so the Regalias are still human, but they're dead humans that haven't quite made it to the far shore, something like that. But they're still humans, so they can be corrupted, and they're connected, the Regalias and the gods. And so when Yuki would do something bad, it stings Yato, and I was thinking like, why would Yato let him do this? But it gets answered too, and we'll hit that when we hit that. But I just wanted to say that. Oh, you know another thing about anime that I love? Most anime, if not all of them, do this, is that every character has like a color that is their character, and her color is pink. Her eyes are pink, which is stupid because pink eyes don't exist, but it works in anime, and it's gorgeous. Pink scarf, the gray outfit, the pink eyes, and then he's orange. He's got orange eyes, and under his hoodie is orange, and then Yato obviously is blue. But yeah, the color coordinate. Is this the good scene? No, not quite. But yeah. And I love it when they change the characters' outfits too, because that like adds a little bit more realism to the anime. We'll hit that when we hit that. Lee, come on now. We're Yuki being rebellious. Yeah. I'd be sitting here too, I'll tell you that, man. I'm sitting right now. Oh my god. So anyway, so Yuki gets invited. I don't even understand why Yori invited Yuki here to stay with her, but it works. You know what else I don't even understand is how... Okay, no, I can say this now because this is relevant. Is Yori... You know, in the end of the anime, they become really tight friends. And it's great because the idea of the friendship is woven into the story really well, and it's important because Yuki... When he was a human, before he died, he never had any friends. So he probably committed suicide. Who knows? But he never had any friends, so it's cool because the characters come together and they all become friends, and he finally gets friends that he's never had. But why Yori would invite him into her house to take care of him, I'm not entirely sure. Even the fact that Yuki was staying with Yato, who doesn't have a place. Yato lives on the street. He lives on shrines or whatever, on other people's shrines. And so then Yori was like, how could you? He doesn't have anything to eat. I don't get how they're ghosts, they're gods. Why do they need to eat? I don't understand that part, but I let it slide. I delay my disbelief. How's that term go? I defer my disbelief. I forget what the term is. You feel me though. But yeah, so she takes Yuki in because she feels bad for him. He's like the kid, Yato's like the dad, and Yori's like the mom, right? And so she takes the kid in to take care of him. And it was funny, too, because Yato, when the kid went into the house, Yato was like talking, Yori, because that's what she was looking up in the tree for. I'm kind of bouncing all over the place, I'm sorry. But she was looking up in the tree because Yato was looking out up in the tree for him. And she was like, you need to go home. And then Yato was like, but he's afraid of the dark. And it was like, what the fuck? But he is afraid of the dark. What is this long paragraph here? Did you watch the scene when Hiyori and Yuki were in bed in English dub too? Because that shit was hilarious. Oh, yeah. Yes. I watched the whole anime in English. Yeah, this scene coming up is my single most favorite scene. I was telling James about this. He was laughing his ass off. Of course, he didn't watch any of it. If James watched the animes, maybe he'd be here right now. But he's floating off into the far shore. But anyway, so he gets in bed with her. I would do the same thing, especially if I was this young child going through hormones and all that stuff. Anyway, so he's getting spooned real good by Yori. So he's getting spooned, well, half spooned, whatever. And so he's turning around and he's just sniffing her hair, smelling that good old shampoo. And I passed it over. So oh man, I wish I could find the exact frame too. So he turns around and he can see her titties slipping out of her little nightgown, and he's just trying to read. Oh, he's so tempted. He's like, oh my god, he's like, no, and he's trying. And then Yato shows up behind him, like just slides up behind him. He's like, young man, just what do you think you're doing? It was so weird too, like his voice. Like when I saw, I don't even know how to explain it. I wasn't expecting Yato to be there for some reason. I don't even know. And then he just shows up and he's like, young man. It's like, it was just the perfect kind of comedy. Anyway, so stops Yuki from doing that. And of course Yato knows everything that Yuki does, because every time Yuki sins, Yato gets the bite for it. So that's very interesting. Say what you will about religion, but it makes for some damn good stories, man. I'll tell you that. So this is also the episode where Bishaman comes in. Wait, she's been here before, right? No, she hasn't. This is a sneak peek. Sneak peek little foreshadowing of her coming up. She's one of my favorites. She's my favorite god besides Yato. Well, Yato and her, because she's fucking hot. But her eyes, purple is my color. I love purple. Purple and cyan are my favorite colors. And yeah, she's cool. And she's not evil either. She's just not, she just wants to kill the god of calamity because the god of calamity kills people. So yeah, through the episode, Yuki just starts stealing things because he feels that he can. And Yori's trying to be the mother figure, telling him, like, hey, you can't be stealing, man. Come on, that isn't right. And he disobeys her, of course, as young kids do. Oh, this was awesome. Okay, so... Woo, this got me, man. I was both sad and scared at the same time. Little girls scare the shit out of me, okay? Lee says, by the way, they don't touch on this in the anime, but the reason why Yuki's fear of the dark is so serious is because it's linked to how he died. Not a spoiler, just something they didn't say in the anime. Well, that's interesting. Okay, that's cool. But yeah, this little girl's like hiding in the corner. Oh, I just realized another foreshadow. Shit. Okay, so... the god of what is her name? The pink-haired girl. Look it up for me, Lee. The pink-haired girl, the god of misfortune. She meets the dude while sitting in a corner in a wall, right? And so does Yuki meet this little girl. So it's almost like they foreshadowed that this girl was going to be a phantom. Not that you need to do that, but it puts that in your mind, and you're like, oof, and you're like ready for it. I don't know. I think that this anime does so good with its storytelling. It's a masterpiece. But anyway, so she's crying there. Yuki saw her. She runs to him because she's the only one that saw him. So when she said that and was like, nobody pays attention to me, I was like, she a ghost, dude. She a phantom. Don't do it. Run. And especially when it shows her feet and they're clear, you know she's a ghost. And you just feel so bad for her. I didn't think they were going to do that because she wasn't like a ghost, scary little girl. She was innocent, man. She was innocent. She was pure. And they just fucked it up. So he tries to help her find her mom. And these ghosts... Or she doesn't even know she's dead. And then Yuki knows that she's dead. And, you know, him being a crass, rude kid that he is... She's like, help me find my mom. And then Yuki's like, you don't have a mom. Like, she's never coming back. And so she runs away from him into the darkness because these things are calling for her, saying that they'd find her mom. Fuck, dude. Okay, this is where it starts getting dark, by the way. This anime, like, I remember saying when I first watched the first 3 episodes, I remember saying last week that I wish the Phantoms were a little bit darker. And these were as dark as I think you can get with this art style. And I applaud. I applaud. This is exactly what I wanted. What is this up? Oh, Russell. What up, dude? Kafku? I don't think that's how you spell, but is Kafku is the god of misfortune? I don't know if I remember that. Kafku. It's like cough drops. Russell, sorry I've been preoccupied because I'm moving to a house. No problem, Russell, man. You come and go whenever you please. You've got minor privileges here, man. Not white privilege, though, but you got privilege. Theories going around, Lee says, saying that Yuki was buried alive in a suitcase by his father and was starved, and that's why Yato cries when he got Yuki as his regalia. I think that's how the theory goes. I don't remember him crying. But anyway, so these creatures show up and they've got like that demonic voice like, we'll find your mother. And they read the skeleton hands are reaching out of the fucking shadows. And I'm like, oh my god, fuck. And it's reaching for the little girl. Oh my gosh, she's pure. Oh no. And so she touches him. And it doesn't show that, you know, it's a little secret. It doesn't show that it touches him, touches her. And then she lifts her head and she's got the eye. And they possessed her. Oh, look at the things, man. They're like hairy. They've got hair of sin all over them. It's disgusting. Be gone. And so because that happened before he put the border up, she's inside the border. She's coming at him. Oh, man. And then fucking Yori saves his life. She turns into this big monster creepy thing. And then Yato has to whoop booty. And then, of course, Yuki doesn't want to do it. And this shows a little bit... so this whole anime, this whole episode was showing Yuki's... developing Yuki a little bit. But then Yato was freaking coming up in here. And it's kind of like a Star Wars poster a little bit. But this last part shows a little bit about Yuki and where he's at, and it gives you a little bit more story. Yuki, did I say Yuki? I meant to say Yato. But Yuki says he doesn't want to kill her because, like, let's save her. And then Yato's like, nah, man, we gotta kill her because she is evil. You know, she's a possessed little girl, man. She's gonna be living in hell. You gotta kill her. Which I don't get it. Do they still go to the far shore if you kill them? Or once they become a phantom, are they just gone? And once you kill them, they cease to exist. I'm not entirely sure. Either I missed it or they didn't make that clear. So this is sad. Because it was supposed to be a remorseful thing. Like, oh, don't kill her. But she's got to get to the far shore somehow. And if she could either get there on her own or become a phantom and you kill her, not entirely sure. But anyway, so he's got to kill her, and then he says that once they're gone, they're gone, and like that also hints to why Yato would kill a Regalia, and so that was really cool, and that's that. But Shaman, yes, good. What do we got going on over here? And the scene was unsettling. It was, man. Demons, dude. Demons talk to me in my sleep. Lily's, I'm ready for death. I've literally been dead. Once you kill them, they're gone completely. Once they're a phantom. Mocha, say hi to me. Oh my god, jeez, Lily. No. Now that you requested it, no. How you doing, Lily? No, Lily, I already said hi to you, but you weren't here. Me and Lee, we were talking, man. We were talking about you, and we were saying, like, where's Lily? Where is she? We hope she's not dead. Well, I'm glad that you're not dead. And, yeah. All right, what's this one? Episode 5, what are we on? Episode 6? What is episode 6? Oh, yeah, Bushaman. Her name reminds me of this song that I used to listen to, EDM dance, and like in the middle it'd be like Bushaman, Bushaman. It wasn't Bushaman, but it was a word that sounded like that. So this episode. I think the development to the story in this episode was mainly talking about getting more insight. Like this is where the story really starts to develop. Once you start getting like 6 and above, because everything before that, I talked about this already, is that everything before that was developing the characters, getting us to love the characters, and to fall in love with the characters, and learn the characters, learn of their past and their emotions, and get to know them, so that when things actually happen to them, you feel for it, and you're like, these are my friends, don't kill them, please. But now it starts getting serious. Now that we know the characters, and we know their emotions, and their backstories, and how they feel, and how they act, now we can start getting to the nitty-gritty of the story, and so we get to introduce the Bishaman, who hates Yato, which Yato is supposed to be the good guy. And so we're wondering, okay, now so it gives us a question about why in the hell does Bishaman want to kill Yato? Is she evil? But she's not. What kind of god is she, by the way? Is she another god of calamity? No, she's not. She's not another god of calamity, is she? She's not. I don't know what she is. I forget. Let's see. Lily says I'm doing great. Oh, I'm glad to hear that, Lily. I am ecstatic. And then Lee, I thought Mocha was gonna say goodbye. I was dying, but then I remembered it was Monday. Yeah, Mondays are fun days now, bitches. God of War, I think. Oh, you are right, God of War. So wait, no, hold up. Then yeah, God of Calamity and God of War have been used interchangeably, though. They're the same thing. Maybe God of Calamity is a subsection of God of War? Because she clearly is not, she's got all these regalias. People love her, so maybe she's a God of War in a good way? Like she's a God of Fortune in war or something? Like, but I don't fully understand why she's any different from Yato, but I guess all I do know is that she wants to kill Yato because he killed one of her regalias one time. I don't remember why. But anyway, so Yuki steals a skateboard, and Yato is like, "What the fuck you do, boy?" Boy! And then But then he asks her, I'm sure Yato knows that Yuki stole that shit because he got stung. He knows. But then Yuki was like, oh, or not Yuki. Yori was like, oh my goodness, I bought it for him. Which is like the mother thing to do. Like, I see them like they portray like a divorced couple, always bickering and stuff. And you know that's how that is. Actually, sometimes I would assume it's more like the other way around because dads are more like relaxed about that shit. But I guess it could go either way. But yeah, she says, no, I bought it for him. And then Yato's like, all right then. And after that, the Bishaman shows up. And Yuki's like, let me out. I don't want to deal with this. This isn't my fight. But then Yato's like, you my regalia, boy. You got to do what I say. So they fight, yada, yada. Okay, so what had happened here? Cool fight scene, by the way. Great action. Great art. Love it all. I love all of Bishaman's regalia. She's fucking hot, badass. Love it. Fucking God, I pray to. I pray to those all day. So yeah, she's just upset with him because he killed one of her regalias, which is to serve the purpose that we are to believe that Yato was once an evil god or once a bad god, which he probably was because he was like that white-haired dude. He was once a bad god. And then that goes to answer, well, why did he change? That's what I was thinking the whole anime. Why is he changed? Why is he not evil anymore? And that answer comes later, so that gets answered. But that's the question that is put forth at this point. So because she's friends with him, she asks for help because Yato did tell her that if anything were to happen to him, to go to these guys. And so they come to their aid, and shit goes down, and God of Kafku, fucking opens up a portal, which unleashes phantoms everywhere, which breaks up the fight, and they break it off. But that's pretty much what was happening in that episode, what that was for, and I mentioned it. Oh, then we get another peek at this chick. What's her name? Nora. I still, like, it was kind of nice to see her as, I mean, she was introduced a few times throughout the anime, and then she turns out to be the regalia of the god of calamity, Rabo, that he fights at the end. So that was kind of cool because we kind of got to know her. She didn't just come out of nowhere. It was a link that we had with Rabo, so I'm glad they put that in there. But apparently you can be regalias to multiple gods at once. Not sure about that. But anyway, yeah, that was that. How are we doing in the chat over here? What's going on? Maybe not you. Fucking hate that hoe. What hoe? Jeez, Bishaman or Nora? You don't like Nora, huh? What episode is this one? We got I don't fully remember what the development was here. The important stuff. Basically, oh man, the art is so good, dude. See, okay, these eyes are really good. They're so simple, but they're perfect. Gorgeous. So Bishaman's talking about, you know what we never got answers to though? Well, we did get answer to it, but it didn't like follow through. Maybe we'd see it in season 2, but the mask people. The people that would make phantoms with masks and could control them was the god of fortune, I think, Esbia or something like that. And it showed them in their god office, in their shrine or whatever, and they had like all the masks behind them, and they were like, "Go forth and kill Yato" or whatever. But it didn't really show that much more. And one of those masks was on Rabo as well, the other god of calamity, the main villain of this series. But yeah, Bishaman is like, yeah, we gotta find out who's sending out these phantoms and gotta kill people. And see, these are the dudes here that own the phantoms, and they come here wanting to buy Yuki off of Yato, and then Yuki's like, nah. So he's gonna return the money and whatnot. What else is important here? I can't remember the dialogues. You know, just more character development, getting the characters close together here. They talk about something. I forget what they talk about, but I know there was something important that happened between Yuki and Yato. I can't remember what it was though. So he's tired here. It's because he keeps getting bitten by Yuki's sin. Whatever it's called. But, So Yori made a shrine. This is what I was talking about at the beginning of the stream. Yori made a little shrine for him. So cute. And it's like, and he starts crying. And I was thinking, like, if he doesn't have a shrine before, couldn't someone just make a little shrine like that for him? But no one ever did. And it's just that little shrine. And I don't know, it was, I wonder if I can even articulate this properly, but it was just that little gesture. And it's got a little drawing of Yuki's little spirit in the back. Oh my goodness. Oh, dude, it's just, like, that means so much to these gods. And imagine, like, and also that's why Yato wants money so bad, is he wants a shrine. And it's, you know, but I'm trying to think. I have the words in my head and I'm trying to figure out how to word them out, but imagine that. I mean, this is how they explain it in the anime. You're a god, right? But your food, your nutrients that you get, your essence to live is from people. Your life force comes from people worshiping you and praying to you and paying attention to you. And imagine that's like giving a starving African child food. Like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. That is how much this means to this man, to Yato. And he starts crying. And it's cool because Yato's like always this serious dude. And he just starts, I mean, not serious. Like, I mean, like, he's joking and he's foolish. That also is another question. Is he really stupid or is he really smart? Because he's smart, but then he tries to look like he's stupid so that he plays it off. And I think that's an interesting strategy. You know, that's what I do. That's why I'm so dangerous. My goodness. I'm like super smart. And I look like I'm stupid. So people underestimate me and then I kill them in the ass. Little baby Yato wanting a shrine. Was that his shrine in the past? I forget. But, like, nobody cares about him. This must have been his reincarnation. Because at one time, he was a popular god. At one time. Yeah, see, the god of fortune, the Esbian or whatever, they're the mask people. But they don't, this scene never gets followed up on. But yeah, that's episode, whatever the fuck. Episode 7. Alright, what's going on in here? If I wanted to kill an anime character, it'd be Nora first. Yeah. No arguments there. Yulin was jealous of Nora, I thought. Who's Yulin? Who is Yulin? I don't even know. Oh, Yuki. Yuki was jealous of Nora, I thought. Yo, he kind of was. But Yuki's I mean, he was jealous of her, but yet he's the regalia. Unless they're allergic to peanut butter. Guys, I'm gay. I know that you're serious. And that's funny though. Guys, I'm gay. Well, I'm glad you found out, because it would have been terrible life for you then doing the opposite. Anyway, so episode 8, this is where it starts getting real. Now, is this the one where a lot of time goes past? I know there's an episode where it's like a year later and they go to a new school. Yuki and whoever. That must be later. But anyway, so what happens here? We learn that he bites him, right? Yeah, okay. So this episode, the whole focus on this one is Yuki and Yato and the biting of Sin and all that stuff. So they find this kid who's getting bullied in school. And I'm trying to think if there's anything funny that happened here. Not really. Gives the kid a little push box cutter thing, which I still don't understand what makes box cutter so lethal. Like, I understand that you could kill someone with 1,000 cuts, but a box cutter is meant to break, right? Because it's got sections on it. So if you were to fight someone with a box cutter, I guess you could stab, huh? If you stab straight through. But isn't it plastic, though? I guess that plastic would be strong enough to stab you. I guess you could. But if you come in at any angle, it would break. Stab them and then break it off inside of them. Okay. Ideas for the future. I guess I guess box cutters would be scary enough. I don't know. I would just feel like if I could grab the box cutter for a second and like just push it sideways just to snap it off, then like reloading a gun or something. And Lily says I just wasn't saying anything, so I felt like I needed to say something. Well, I'm glad you participated, Lily. Lily, you gotta sponsor a playing card, Lily. Come on now. Well, you gotta sponsor. You can't just get it for free. Too bad. Too bad. Same thing, I do it all the time. Alright, so and then okay, so Yato is getting really sick because Yuki keeps stinging him because Yuki is getting sinful thoughts. Really darkness. Lily, you have no friends. I have no friends. We both have no friends, but we have each other. So we have one friend. So it's all good. Hey, look, you know, no friends, it just means you have less to worry about, you know? It's all good, man. So what happens? Blah blah blah. They're on good terms apparently. Kafku, and Bishaman. Why are they here? They're looking for Yato, I think. They're not on good terms. Well, they are on good terms. But Shaman was threatening Yato, and then Kafku was like, "Fuck you, bitch," and that's what had happened. Oh, I forgot about that. It actually showed us that she drew in her notebook them. That's cute. Dude, look at the detail on that mechanical pen. Damn, dude. This anime, for its cheapness, it's got so, and the reason why they get away with it is because they do what, like 15 frames a second? They do half the frames of a normal cartoon, a normal animation. That's why they get away with it. But damn, dude. I don't understand how anime is made so cheaply, but it looks better. I don't get people that look at American animation. Like, I hate, like, you ever watch Disney XD or, you know, Disney Channel or wherever, like not Marvel comic books, but like Marvel and DC animated cartoons, mainly the DC ones. I hate that art style with the big ass shoulders and the big chin and like the really blocky. I think it's disgusting. I hate it. I've never liked American animation. And I'm not trying to sound like a weeaboo or anything. I always thought it looked stupid. Whenever I tried to watch, you know, Batman or what's the one from the future? Batman Forever or whatever that anime was where, you know those animes that you'd watch back in the day, the 90s, you'd watch DC and you'd watch Marvel, all that stuff. I never, unless it's a legit cartoon. I'm trying to think of a cartoon I like the animation of. I mean, Teen Titans I think was one of my favorite animated series when I was little. Oh, Avatar, but that's based off of anime. So what are you going to do? But American style art, I never did like it. You know, I'd watch the cartoons because the stories were fun and it was a good time to watch. You wake up on a Saturday morning, you know, you watch cartoons as a kid, that's what you do. But growing up, I never did like it, and anime just always looked so damn good. And their animation, their fluidness, even though it's only like 15 frames a second, the way that anime characters move is so realistic. It's so fluid. It just looks so good. So I just wanted to put that out there. That's my opinion on anime and American animation. So anyway, moving on. Lee says Amazing World of Gumball is probably the best cartoon right now on Cartoon Network. That's Star Wars versus the Forces of Evil. Amazing World of Gumball, I hate that animation. That CGI looking animation. Don't like it. Don't like it. Cell shaded stuff, not good. Or whatever it is. Like it's like it's real, but it's not. Star Wars versus Force. Believe it or not, but the cartoon is actually done pretty well. I've heard good things about it. All right, so what's happening in this anime right now? She finds out that he's like super sick. He teleported to the nurse's office, and she realizes that he's got a lot of stabbing going on. I think this is when he tells her that every time Yuki sins, he gets poison and he can't wash it away. And this whole idea of the gods like taking the sin of the regalias is a very interesting concept. And I don't know much about a lot of the religions in Japan, but it seems very what's the word? Christianic? Judaism? Like it's based off of Judaism, Christianity. I don't know the exact word, but it's kind of like the whole like Christ, like Jesus taking the sins of the people and dying for them, and it's an interesting symbolism that they went with here, and it's a very enticing concept for people. I think the idea that the bad things that you've done, somebody would come and you know, cleanse you of that. It's an interesting concept that I see done. I mean, that you see that everywhere throughout media and entertainment. That's what heroes are. They're that God symbol that comes down to save us. Like Batman, he's like a Christ figure, where you come down and it's like I'm not the hero Gotham needs, I'm the hero they deserve, or something like that. And he comes down and cleans up the filth. It's very compelling type of storytelling. And then, so we learned that, and then, oh, Yuki's crying because he wants friends. This was sad, too. I don't know why, but Yuki reminds me of James. I'm just always like, it's James! It's James as a little baby. Yeah, so that's cool. The crying really got to me. It felt heavy. Oh, man, it's already 7. Okay, so that's... Yeah. So Yuki's breaking windows, and this is when they first find out that Yuki is killing Yato. And at this point, I'm like, why aren't you telling him, Yuki? Yato, why aren't you telling Yuki what's going on? But it's all explained later, and so it is justified. But he brings them to Kafku and whatever, and they try to cut him out because they're like, oh, you can't come in here because you're gonna infect us, yada yada yada. But yeah, good times. That actually me. Okay, Lee said I spy with my little eye. Fairy Tail in the promos. Oh yeah, we're gonna try to watch as much Fairy Tail as we can. I don't think I can pump out watching the entire Fairy Tail series in 1 week. So good luck with that. But I'll try to do it maybe in a couple weeks. We'll probably get it all done. Just watch nothing. That's what I'm just gonna do. I'm just gonna watch nothing but Fairy Tail. I'm gonna sleep to Fairy Tail. I can't imagine being dead and wanting to be alive just to do what you can't do anymore. Like being dead and having to watch the living play video games you can't play anymore. Yeah, that's its own kind of hell, huh? Damn. Alright, so we're down, what, episode 9? Oh, what kind of face? Oh my god. Oh, okay, his tongue is out. It looked like that's his, like, lip. And he's got, like, a weird face. Alright, so what happens in episode 9? We meet... Oh, okay, it's the cleansing. This whole episode is the cleansing. That's all it is. I think we can actually kind of skip this one. Holy moly! Alright, so because... We'll just leave it right here for now. So because Yori picked up Yato and carried him back, she got all her... She got the STDs of Yato, and it's disgusting. And so she was cleaning off with pure water, piped in straight from the pond of sanctity, sancticity, what's the word? Sanctimonious. Sanctity. The pond of sanctity. Yeah, she is. I know, right? Yori, is adorable. In the cutest kind of an innocent way. Anyway, see, I like this anime because it's like they show stuff like this, but it's not quite fan service. It's just like, this is just natural, you know? It's not like they're being, you know, like in the same way that they animate like when she jumps up and kicks people, sometimes it shows her skirt or her panties under her skirt. It's like, all right. It's not fan service, it's just physics, you know, like you can't get around that, you know, and I appreciate the realism. Just saying. again, art's great. I wish more animes did this because I'm not a fan of fan service. I think that when an anime does fan service, maybe if it's once in a while, sure, whatever. When an anime does like legit fan service where it's like, oh, I'm gonna go fap now, I don't like it because it takes me out of the anime because it's like, well, now I'm hot and I'm wet and I'm hard and now I can't think about the anime because I'm thinking about boobs and titties, you know? If I want to see that stuff, I'm gonna look up hentai art, you know? That's what I'm gonna do. But if I'm watching an anime for the story, I want to focus on the story and the characters, and I don't want to be taken out of it by seeing titties. But this is nice because it's like realistic. It's you know, natural. And you know, little fly on the wall right there. So anyway, so yeah, so Yuki is infected, and they need one more regalia to heal him. So Yori goes all around to try to find one more regalia, which she does. And they do this whole process, which I forget what the name is of the ceremony, the ritual that they're doing. But they basically lock him in to clean him. And they wanted to kill him. Now, Yato doesn't kill him, but he's killed other regalias, but he doesn't kill Yuki. And he later explains at the end of the episode that what was it? That was cool. That he didn't tell him because he wanted Yuki to redeem himself. And I guess that's kind of true because it's along that religious theme where it's like you have to, and I like the part where they said that Yuki himself has to mention every sin he's ever done, and he has to repent his sins and ask for forgiveness, and then the gods can then forgive him. And I find that theme very compelling and very interesting because, like, that concept is really important for, trying to articulate this, probably like for society, lack of a better word, that whether you extrapolate it all the way out to like a religious sense, like salvation and heaven and hell and stuff like that, or you keep it down to a very fundamental, basic level where between humans, a fundamental decency, that the concept of actually recognizing your sins and not just saying like, oh yeah, well, you know, it's all relative, and yeah, I stole from you, or I hurt your property, or damaged you in some way, like, yeah, whatever, you know. And with this idea and this concept of recognizing your sins and asking for forgiveness is so fascinating because it's important to do that as human beings to each other, to come to one another and let them know and openly articulate that you recognize that you've done somebody wrong, and that you openly ask for forgiveness and blatantly ask for forgiveness. And only until then can you rid yourself of guilt. Only until then can you truly be able to move past something, because you can't even forgive yourself. You can't even move past something yourself, even subconsciously, until you openly accept what you did was wrong, and you ask to be, by the person you did wrong, to be forgiven. That's interesting. So that was a really compelling scene because it just resonates with people, I think, on a really fundamental, you can even say spiritual level. And I thought, so these themes in this anime are just fantastic and really make you think. So now they're together, and and this is so important too. I was gonna get here as well. This is where Yori tells Yuki that we're friends. That if you don't ask for forgiveness right now, we'll never be friends because you're gonna kill you. And if you do, then we're all gonna be friends. And it's like, oh, he finally gets the friends he wants. He's like, friends? We get to be friends? Oh my god! And so, you know, they all get together and the sin is cleansed and they're all happy. And he forces him to bow and ask for forgiveness from, or not forgiveness, but thank her, to have gratitude and thankfulness that she did what she did to protect them. And I love Yuki, man. I love Yuki too, but I love Yori. I get their names mixed up because of the Y. I love Yori, man. She is, like, I think possibly the best female character of a lot of the animes that I've seen. Like, she's perfect. She's exactly what I could ask out of a female character. She's just awesome. And I would love to have the sex with the Yori. Anyway, she's so cute. Yes, they all become wonderful friends, and it's adorable. What's going on here in the chat here? If I have to do this when I die, I'm going to hell. Everyone in my generation actually will be going to hell. This is true, and then they do this with alcoholics. Admit to yourself you have a problem, then try to... I don't have a problem, Lee! I'm gonna go to this party now, I'm gonna drink, I'm gonna have a good time. I don't have a problem, don't you tell me that. I don't have a problem at all. Just, you know, I didn't just like it. All right, episode 10, we got 2 more to go. Almost done. Oh, whew. All right. So, now we start getting to the interesting point, to the last few episodes. Is it this one? Okay. This episode confused me a little bit, but once we kind of got done with it, it made sense. So, we get the characters... at this point, it's almost like he was thanking the god of education for loaning his regalia. And then, what's this? And then it shows a flashback, or what is this, right? That was a flashback of the cleansing, right? And then it yeah, so it's showing them thanking everybody, and that was kind of, not jarring, but like, dissociating, because, not this, what's the word when you're like displaced? Displacing? It's disorienting. It was disorienting, because I couldn't quite tell chronologically where it went, but basically it was just wrapping up what had happened in the previous episode. And then it goes to the girls starting to talk about the new school year. And then I was like, new school year? What? Like, I don't remember them being new school year. I'm confused. And then it's just showing like random stuff. And it's kind of back to like the random prayer of the week kind of deal. But then what they were doing was they were showing us that time had passed. And I think that's really important, because in the previous episode, they all become good friends. Like, it's the moment, like, it's that moment where you go from, like, hanging out with somebody, every, like, once a month, or, every so often, and then it goes to the point where you're, like, hanging out with them every day. It's like, we're now friends, and it's, like, accepted in the group. And in this episode, the first half is basically a time lapse saying that it's been like a year, or at least like 3 months, 4 months, or however months. And it's showing that they've established a friendship, and now they've just gone through adventures together. They've been with each other for a long time. And then it helps, because when you get to the end, you start feeling that, okay, these people actually do care about each other, And I appreciate that, because usually these animes, it's so quick. They don't have a lot of time to explain their relationship with each other and actually grow bonds. But now we know that there's a big gap, that they've just grown closer and closer, and now they're like really close friends. And it's just something you just accept. Lee so far gone. Nah, Japanese schools are different. I guess they start school and there's semesters at different times in different ways. What? You wrong, Lee. Yeah, some anime kind of force the relationship on you. Yeah. I don't even know if you're wrong, Lee. It just I mean in Japan, I'm sure they do yearly stuff. But I mean they don't like do like 2 grades in 1 year. I'm assuming, well, I don't know. But anyway, all I'm saying is it was very obvious that it was a passage of time, and that was really cool, and I appreciated that. So the god Rabo and his little companion, we haven't met Rabo yet, I don't think, but his companion Nora basically goes, because they want to hurt Yato, they go after Yori, and the sun comes up, so the dogs disappear. And is this the moment where she takes your memory away? I don't know. Ooh. Oh, that was hot. Oh, well. Yeah, look at that. Look at that art. Oh, my god. It's beautiful. So, Rabo comes back, and he tests... He's able to control phantoms, and he tests Yato's ability to handle phantoms. And he's like, oh, so weak. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, they took her memory in that scene. Alright, so, yeah, so Yori's memory is gone now, and Yato is like disappointed, and they're trying to get her memory back. So the rest of the anime, her memory's gone. But so she loses her memory, and so these last 3 episodes like the climax of the anime. So then we get Robbo coming into town, and he wants to lay a whoop on Yato. Which again, that serves a question. I was asking myself for this whole time. I was like, why in the world does Robbo want to kill Yato? Weren't they friends, and why now? And they answer that completely. I had my own thoughts and ideas of why that is, but then it turns out it was something else, and I'll talk about that in a second. So what's happening here? Blah, blah, blah. Oh yeah, so they try to draw a picture. Oh, I guess he's studying here. The picture book comes later, I think. They're trying to get her memory back. Blah blah blah. Not too much important things happen here. All right, so Robbo shows up. There's a little test battle, and Yuki's like, "If you're friends, why are you trying to kill him?" And then Yato's like, "Because if I don't, he'll kill me." And they just fight, pretty much to show their test his abilities and whatnot. Yeah, it's all pretty much a story here. The development's pretty much done. Just kind of going along. So they were working on a picture book. So they're working on a picture book for Yori to get her memory back. And this is so sweet. So he shows up. He tries to read her the storybook, and she still doesn't get it. And you're like, oh man, that's a shame. Oh, and then the little crystal ball thing. That was cool animation, too. If I could find the slide there. Of the ball that's containing her memory. Right there. Right there. Ball containing her memory. The gods can do that, apparently. Wipe your memory. And her whole memory is connected to that thing. And it's like... It's being deleted. And she's becoming an empty vessel. Which isn't... You know what? Remember what I was talking about the other day? I was like, our being, our existence, and our soul can all be summed up by our memory. It is our memory that makes us unique. It makes us individuals, and our memory is what makes us exist in this world. And it was just a theory I was having fun with, a little thought experiment. And this kind of is going along the same lines, that once you delete her, because maybe it was translated differently, and maybe it's actually like her soul in there, but no, it's her memory. Her memory's in there, and she's like, her memory's going away, and it's being deleted or whatever. And when her memory gets fully deleted, she turns into an empty shell, and she can't be anybody. She's nobody. Because she basically then drops into a coma because she can't remember anything. So her mind just doesn't work. I mean, I firmly believe that, Lee, you know, your memory does define who you are. I mean, naturally, because it's your experiences. But as far as like it being your existence in our world, you know. Anyway, I want to be able to draw anime eyes and have them look good. Because every time I try to draw anime eyes, they never come out right. So then Yato feels bad because her memory's gone. They pretty much are devising a plan to try to get it back. Oh, okay. Okay, so they go to tell her. Oh my goodness. Alright, so they come to the house. They tell Yori. They tell Yori that don't worry, girl. You just keep doing what you're doing. Focus on your grades. Focus on your school. We're gonna go and get your memory back. You just chill. And she, for some reason, started crying because she has a mental connection. She has an emotional connection with them. Even though she can't remember them, she still cries because reasons. But yeah, they go teleport to go lay a whoop on Robbo to get her memory back. And when they go to disappear, she grabs onto them, and her spirit form, her phantom form, disappears with them, and they all go to the same location together. Episode 12! This is the last one. 7:18. How long have we been on the stream for? An hour? Okay. We're not making good time for reviewing the entire series. Or the entire anime, the season 1. So they show up, like I said. And I wish we got more of a shaman. Season 2, perhaps. Alright, so this is where we start to get into some good shit now. So Robbo wants to apparently kill Yato, and at any cost. So he finds out that Yori is getting in the way and is making him soft. Man, okay, I gotta back up here because there's so much that goes into this little conflict. So we know that Rabo and Yato used to be friends. They were both gods of war, and they were both gods of calamity, and they would slaughter the fuck out of people and destroy them. And out of nowhere, you know, hundreds of years later, Rabo shows up and is like, I've decided to kill you, Yato, for no reason. And Yato doesn't even question it. He's just like, oh, you're going to kill me? Well, you know, I'm just going to defend myself, and I have to kill you to get the memory back. So Yato's motivation is to get the memory back from Yori, whereas Rabo's motivation is to kill Yato. Right now, we don't know the reason why, because he hasn't explained it yet in his villain monologue. But it made me think, like, why? This is stupid, because my original theory... Oh, now I landed on this slide. So her memory does get destroyed. And later on, Yato, by hugging her and touching her ever so sensually, she gets her memory back because she remembered his smell. Oh, shit! Okay, now I'm like 3 levels deep right now. I'm gonna dig myself back out, but let me just get done with this real quick. The smell thing was so interesting in this anime because at first, I thought it was retarded. I'm very sensitive to smell, so I can kind of understand this. Like I've mentioned before, like, my girlfriends in the past, I cannot deal with perfume. I hate perfume. I hate cologne on guys. I hate perfume on women. I do not like smells. You gotta be in your natural scent, man. I swear, I can't do it. My nose gets all tingly, and I feel like I'm suffocating. I like natural smells. That's why I prefer really light deodorants. I just wear Axe because I've been using Axe Phoenix since I was like fucking 10 years old, and that's just the smell I'm used to for me. And it's not a heavy smell, you know, it's not like a super pungent odor. But I hate scents, and so with my girlfriends in the past, I really appreciated it when they did not wear perfume and that they would chew bubble gum, believe it or not. And the girlfriend I was with the longest, for about 2 years, she used to chew bubble gum, and she didn't wear any perfume or anything. And so whenever I smell bubblegum, I think of her, which sucks that she's still, like, with me mentally. She must love that. But it's, you know, it's a good memory because it's not a memory of, like, any of the bad stuff. It's a memory of, like, just, you know, getting along with somebody and having a companion and stuff. And it brings back good memories of, like, you know, being in a good, healthy relationship. I've actually never had unhealthy relationships, really. My relationships have always been relatively good, in my opinion, compared to what my friends have been through. But yeah, bubblegum. It's a really nostalgic smell for me because it brings back good memories. But anyway, bubblegum is good. Now, the smell in the anime. At the beginning of the anime, she tells Yato that he smells really good, and at first I was like, this is retarded. This is stupid. Oh, you smell good. But it's like every line in this anime has a purpose, and it's meant to develop the story and move it forward. And I think that's really cool because all through the anime, it doesn't have much place. Now, she does mention that gods have a very sweet smell, and it's not people that she's just good at smelling at. It's just gods themselves have a sweet odor, which is also really cool for the mythology because just the idea, like, that's a cool little fact in the story that gods smell good. And it's kind of like the same, it's like the flip side of the coin, how, like, in a lot of theories or, you know, mythology, that demons have a nasty smell, and you associate disgusting, rotting flesh and nasty smells with demonic things and evil things. And, of course, on the flip side, you would associate good smells with gods and good spirits and good things like that. So it was a really cool story plot, or story element. But then at the same time, at the end of the anime, I love it when stories do this. It's a great story when you drop something in the first episode and then you full circle it at the end. Great storytelling. If you write stories, remember to do that. That she was in the coma, she lost her memory completely, and then when he protected her from falling rocks and was, like, hugging her, and she was lost in her mind, she says, like, oh, what's that smell? I know that smell. And that smell brought her back to the real world, and it brought her memory back. I don't know how, because I mean, you know, reasons, God magic, whatever. But she got her memory back that way through the smell of Yato. And it was like, damn. They set that up this whole damn time. And I thought that was really cool. But continuing on. So we get the fact that this god wants to kill Yato. So next level up. Where was I? Was 3 levels deep. That was the smell. 1 level up was shit, I can't remember where I was, man. I think I was just telling the backstory of these two. But my original thought was that Rabo was killing, because she really loved that smell, that Rabo was killing Yato. My original theory through this episode, I was like, why? Why is he killing him? Why? And I realized, or I had assumed, that it's because he saw himself in Yato, and vice versa. Yato would have seen himself, and I think this probably did have a role in it, I guess. But because Yato had turned soft, and he's no longer the blood-killing, blood-vicious god that they used to be, Rabo is disgusted by this. And again, this was my theory at the time before it got explained. And that Rabo saw himself in Yato and didn't want to become that. He wanted to stay the evil, vicious god of despair that they had always been. And he saw that in Yato and was like, well, you need to be destroyed, because if you could turn into that, because you were just as vicious as me, if you could turn into that, that means that could be me someday. And sometimes that's why people hate certain people. You don't know why. There's no reason to, but sometimes you see yourself in others, because like, that's a tension between Jackie Gray, James, and his brother David that I've noticed, that James has a type of disdain for David, in a sense, because James doesn't want to turn into David. And because it's his brother, he sees himself in David, and it causes tension between the two brothers, James and David. And because of that, they tend to resent. And so sometimes when you have someone in your life that's close to you, like it's a sibling or it's a friend, and for some reason there's tension between you two and you don't like that person, you need to consider the fact that maybe you are scared that you might turn into them. For better or worse, you might turn into them. And I thought, bringing it back to Rabo and Yato, I thought that's what it was. That's why he was trying to kill him, because of that reason. And I was trying to formulate some other theories too, but that was like the main thing. However, it turns out, yeah, I might as well explain this now. So, he explains it to him. Basically, what the actual reason is that as time went on, people got less vicious, and people got less, you just really made me think about that. Haha, Lee. Haha. The other reason why you could hate your parents, too. Because you don't want, if your parent is like a bad parent, you could hate them. Well, I mean, you would hate them because they're bad, too. Anyway, my point was made. But, yeah, so what the real reason is because people stopped warring. Because back in the old day, everybody was fighting. Everybody was enslaving each other. Everybody was conquesting. Everybody was killing each other. And blood ran through the streets. And people were pooping and shitting out of their windows. It was a terrible time. And so they would always pray to the god of calamity, the gods of calamity, to kill people and to just slaughter people and things like that. And because back then, and because gods need to be worshipped and loved and donated to and cared for and thought about and prayed to survive, they thrived. Now, when things got more peaceful and more civilized, when we started getting democracies and republics and people and technology and freedom and all that stuff in the last 100 years or so, people stopped praying for gods of war. People stopped praying for war. The only ones warring were governments, and the people of those governments were like, let's just not, please. Anyway, so people stopped praying to the gods, and because of that, the god Rabo and Yato and all the gods of calamity and war started to become weak, and they started to die. And people stopped coming to their shrines. And because of that, we find out that Rabo is dying and he's about to die. And that also answers the question of why is Yato not evil? Why is Yato not this evil god of war that's just killing people and just a monster? Well, this is why. Is because people stop praying for that. And he's an economic businessman. He can smell the market change and he can smell the wind of supply and demand. And instead of dying, and that's also why Yato doesn't have a shrine. That's why he doesn't have anything, and that's why he's homeless, and that's why nobody talks to him, is because he's a god of war that nobody prays to anymore. So he's trying to change that. So that's why he's trying to go out there and make a name for himself to be a god of not war, but a god of helpfulness and taking care of things. And people would and that's why he's doing what he does. And it's like the perfect motivation for the character. Like, he's so stupid. It's because he's rubber banding, he's slingshotting from evil monster to this goofy, lighthearted, loving guy that, you know, he doesn't want to have that image of a god of war anymore. Because nobody wants that. And that's his way of surviving. But instead of actually... But with Rabo, instead of doing that and changing who they are and adapting to the markets, he knows he's going to die. And then he explains that he wants to die by his best friend's hand, which is adorable, which is awesome, because he doesn't just want to die and he's not going out in his flame of glory, and he doesn't just want to die by the most powerful god. He doesn't want to just go out in glory like that. He wants his old best friend to kill him. Like, how sad and how profound is that? He wants to die by the blade of his friend. Of course, they're not friends anymore because he still wants to be a monster and murder and kill, whereas Yato doesn't want to do that anymore, so that's why they're not friends anymore and they've split off. But it's still profound because he wants to die by... Because they were best friends, man. They'd kill people with each other. That was their pastime. And then now, he doesn't want to... And also was the aspect of... They don't mention this, I don't think. But also, like, he doesn't want to die alone. Think about that. He is a god. He used to be super powerful, and now he's weak. Nobody cares. He's disintegrating. And he's using some kind of magic. I forget what magic it is. I think it's the phantoms. But he's using the magic to keep himself from disintegrating. Just long enough to be killed by his friend. And he doesn't want to die alone. That's another thing, too, is he doesn't want to die alone on his shrine with nobody there. He wants to die by the hand of his best friend so that he doesn't die alone and that his death has meaning in it. And I just thought that was real friends hide bodies together. Yes. But that's everything. And when he said those lines, and all of this hit me at once. It takes a while to explain it. It takes a while to really get it across and articulate it properly. But all of this, you know, in your mind, everything just hits you at once, and it's like a feeling you get instead of the words, right? And that's everything. All of that hit me at once, and I was just sitting there like, oh my god, it was really great. And there he goes, disintegrating, and that's when he says that he wants to die by the hand of somebody he knows or his friend or whatever he said. And there he goes. And then the sun, and then, oh, that's another cool aspect of the mythology, is that every time, like, the sun opens up in the clouds and you see those rays, a god has died. And, like, that's really kind of opposite, actually, because don't they, like, either don't exist or they, I guess it's like a respect thing, like, oh, a god has died, let's respect his passing, you know. And then Nora is has one less god to follow. I guess they were and then at the very end they were supposed to cut ties with each other, Yuki, Yuri, and Yato, but then she was like, no, I don't want to cut ties because we're friends. And she was like, yeah, Yato's trying to tell her that she would be better off without them, and then she was like, no, but we're friends, and my life wouldn't be the same without you guys. And I was like, oh, that's sweet. And it was sweet. I mean, you know, her life probably would be better without them, but, you know, emotions. Get caught up in the moment and everything. And then he asked for a donation again, and then he's like, your wish is my command, basically. And he's just like, yeah. Now your wish is granted. I'll be your friend forever. Which now she doesn't need her body back because now she's focused on the real world or the spiritual world now. And if she had her body back, she wouldn't be able to. So I don't know. And that's it. That's it. Oh my god. I did it. Oh my goodness. I haven't used that voice in so long. Lee says, Moki did a great job with this stream. I don't know why you were so unsure about it. I was unsure. I'm never unsure. What are you talking about? Yeah, I did good this stream because I didn't have grumpy old James next to me sitting there with drool coming out of his mouth being like, If James had watched the anime, then maybe we could do this every week. But James. But yeah. So, what's next? So we finished the anime. Basically, okay, so I'm just gonna show the tournament of what happened. Not too many people here to see it, but that's cool. We'll show it anyway. And I'm thinking about posting the tournament videos onto Instagram. Well, once they become big enough, maybe. I don't know. But we'll see. But where are we at here? So, yeah, Q&A. Oh, Q&A. If you have any questions for me, let me know. And then we'll get the tournament going. And I'll answer a would you rather real quick, which it's a pre-done would you rather. So I'll answer that and as quick as I can. Maybe I'll ask it again when James is here so that he can get in on it. But what would you rate this anime? Oh, I didn't rate the anime. 8.5 out of 10. I loved it. The 0.5 is for the art. The 8 is the story was great. And again, like I had no issues with it. It was great. It was lovely. The story, like, I mean, I pointed it out so many times about what the story did to me, but the mythology was great. The concepts were great. The themes were great in it. Everything about it was just great. The questions I had all got answered. There was no questions that were just left, except for the people with the masks that could control the phantoms. But I assume that's going to be season 2, and that wasn't the main story anyway. That was like a really, really small subplot. What? No, I don't start at 10, Lee. You know what took the 1.5 away? I didn't pee my pants. I didn't shit the bed. I was so amazed. There. That's the 1.5. All right, so let's just show the tournament real quick, and then we'll get in it now. The tournament's funny because me and James, we tried to make our own soundtrack with the tournament, and it's not. This music is really funny. I don't know if it fits quite properly, but it's for a good laugh. All right, so this is the official tournament, round 1. Which will only be one round this month because oh, Emma, Emma, you came at the perfect time. Tournament time. All right, so let's go see Lee versus Retro Kraken. What happened? And this is official, so wins and loses get recorded down. And so I'm sorry for those of you that lost and won. The sound effects are the same though. I kept those. Y'all should submit some sound effects for me. Some screams and hurts. Bless my ears or rape them. Oh man, I hope the music isn't too loud. All right, let's get up into this bitch. All right, here we go. Let's see what happened this week. I'm not gonna be able to hear the music. I've listened to it, oh my gosh, so many times. All right, so let's see what happens here. All right. All right, we got Lee versus Retro Kraken. Oh, whatever. I'm sorry. Oh no, I can't control the audio. Hold on. Oh my god. Hold on. The audio won't move. It's too loud. I'm sorry. Well, that's weird. How come I can't? Was that too loud or was I don't even think you could hear it yet. Hold on. Oh, that's retarded. Oh, I see what's happening. Okay. No? Shit. that is loud. Oh my gosh. Hold on, Lee. I think I need to resubmit this or something. Because it's not... Property, local... Oh, you guys are going to get ear raped so bad. Because that's loud as fuck. It's not that loud, are you sure? Alright. Alright, well, we'll just play. Oh, goodness gracious. Alright. If it's too loud, I'm sorry, guys. That's just how it's gonna have to be. Alright, here we go. Who goes first? We got... I'm supposed to be on my game. I'm sorry, Lee. I played it before and it was perfect. Retro Kraken goes first. Alright, here we go. Oh, he's putting out the bitch word. I'll get you, bitch. Alright, Lee. Oh, Lee is not happy about this. Retro Kraken uses extra cheese on Lee. Oh my god. Lee's cholesterol goes through the roof. That is 40 points of damage right there to Lee's health. Now, if he can land it 8 points, he lands it. Lee takes full damage. Retro Kraken tells her to do her worst. Of course, Lee uses sarcasm. Alright, let's see. She becomes bitter. That's like 25 damage. Alex. Oh yeah. He hits her with extra cheese again. Sends out some gooey feta cheese. Oh, Lee's not too happy about that. He lands it. Oh my god, he lands it. And there it is. Oh no, she's just smothered in his gooey feta cheese. That's it. Lee's done. No hope for her now. That's it. Oh, Retro Kraken wins the day. Moves advances to row 2. But he's the winner this month. We're good because there's no one else to challenge because nobody's sponsoring cards. That's it. Yeah. I'm so sorry, Lee, that you lost twice. You lost in the test battle, the fake one. And you lost in the real battle. Okay, hold on. Now that you won, all right. So you have no. Okay, Lee has 1 loss. Retro has 1 win. Lee level. Well, now you're level 15 though. So good on you. Retro didn't show up, did he? Retro wasn't here, right? So he's still level 5. Level 10, Lee. I'll tell you real quick what the levels are, okay? Level 1 through 10, or level 1 through 9 doesn't do anything. So level 10 is this is just for easy math for me, okay? Level 10 means you get to use your good and evil on people. You get to use your morality on people. Now, morality, I'm not entirely sure what morality does. But I just know that morality, it'll go against each other. So if you're a good person versus a bad person, then it's like it's better for you. Whereas if you're a bad person versus a bad person, then it doesn't do anything. But it's like if it's a good and evil versus each other, it does something. I'm not sure what that does, but 10 activates your morality. I'll figure it out. But then once you get to level 20, that's when everything duplicates. So it goes by 10s. 20, level 20, everything duplicates. And I keep hitting the mic. I'm sorry. Level 20, your damage doubles and your health doubles. And then when you hit level 30, your damage and attack power triples. Level 40, it quadruples. So it's like the 10th goes up. And no, Emma, the games are not at the beginning of the show anymore. I'm saving them for the end. Naturally, so that we can do that at the end. Yeah, I don't know. I might do them at the beginning, but the end seems to make sense for now. But that's how. And the reason why, Lee, your attacks are so weak is because you chose this. I think. Yeah, you did. You chose that you would do half damage if everything was odd and double damage if you landed on even. And you landed on odd. So you did half damage. What? Now, if you did double damage, you would have killed him in one hit. Because if you did double damage, you would have done 80 damage. And his health is only 50. And... oh, yeah, Emma, you missed everything. It was a good stream, though. It was good. I had a damn good time. Yeah, Lee, so I'm sorry. But yeah, so Lee, you pretty much, at this point, if you're fighting someone on equal level health with you, then yeah, you have a 50-50 chance of killing him and not killing him. But if he misses, though, you can kill him if you hit him 3 times with the weak one. So it's just weird. But again, everything, yeah, Lee, you did create a luck card. But everything is luck because whoever goes first is luck. I roll on that one. I flip a coin on that. Like, I do this in real time. I flip a coin, and then I always choose your strongest attack. And the strongest attack, if it has a dice roll, if it's in your best interest, I will dice roll for you. But if it's not in your best interest, I will not dice roll for you. And then there's the hit factor, where I roll a dice for that. So everything is all random. I roll it in real time. I flip the dice in real time. Yeah. So the battle just kind of plays itself out. Everybody uses their strongest attack, and it just is what it is. So basically, you win. Yeah, Lee. Yeah, you just sponsor another card. Every time that you win, it's probably gonna be because you're a higher rank. So Lee, if you become a level 20 versus Retro, who's level 5, then you're gonna have do 2 times damage. So one attack from you, odd, would be 60 damage. So if you were level 20, you'd one hit him every time. So, you know, it just depends on how many times you show up to the stream. That's the real strength. The real strength is just showing up to the stream and getting your cards ranked up that way, and then you lay a whoop on everybody. So if you show up to the stream more than anyone else, you'll always win. That's how it's gonna, that's the real strength. That's how it's gonna go. So, okay, so we finished that. And the last thing I want to do, it's still Q&A time, so if you have any questions, you feel free to ask me. But let me do this would you rather. And you guys can answer in the chat real quick, because I'm going to go after this, because I got to go buy some shit. Got to go get Alex, and I got to go to this party, so I got to get out of here. But the would you rather question of the week is, would you rather be able to speed up time but never be able to reverse it, or be able to reverse time but reverse time counts towards your total lifespan? Let me repeat that. Be able to speed up time but never be able to reverse it, or be able to reverse time but reverse time counts toward your total lifespan. Alright, so I'm the one who asked myself this question too, so I already have the answer, I think. I don't know. Actually, I don't have that. I didn't think about it on purpose. So what happens is, if you reverse time, like say that I'm 20 years old, and my life expectancy, I'm actually going, like, I know for a fact I'm going to die at like 80 years, right? I'm going to die at 80 years old, no matter what, right? So if I'm 20, and I go back in time 60 years, I'll just say 50 years. If I go back in time 50 years, I'll only have 10 years left in my life. So I'd only be able to live till 1960. So yeah, I'm sorry. That math didn't make any sense. If I'm 20 years old in the year 2000, and I go back to 1950, then that means my life would be, I still be 20 years old, but my life would be 70. I guess you wouldn't age. I guess don't think about age. You wouldn't age, but your life expectancy would. So I'd technically be 70 years old, because I went 50 years backwards and I was 20. So now I'm 70. Therefore, I would die at 1960. Does that make sense? So yeah, if you go backwards, you use what lifespan you have left to go that many years back. And you could go, you know, just 10 years back, and then you have 20 plus 10, 30. You have 50 years left, and then you could go back again 10 more years, or you could live those 10 years and go back again. So you could keep living 10 years 8 times, or I guess it'd be 4 times. Live 10 years, go back 10, that's 20. Live 10 years, go back 10, that's 20 more. But then if you speed up time, you won't be able to reverse it. So that that still counts towards your lifespan though, because you're not traveling through time. You're living it. You're speeding up your life. So if you were 20 years old and you sped up your life to 40 years old, you'd still be 40, but you'd just be speeding up the timeline. Now hold on now. Hey Alex, I'm sorry man, I'm almost done. I'm just answering a question real quick and then I'm gonna close up. If you want, you can head over here and I should be done. Alright, so we gotta still pick up some booze and probably get a bite to eat, and I'll see you then. Alright. Okay. So yeah, so if you were to speed up time, it's still your own lifespan in your own time. So then you would age because you're speeding up time. So you'd go from 20 to 40 and you'd speed, and you wouldn't experience any of it. You wouldn't experience any of it. You would just skip the 40. And you'd never be able to go back. But you could live out that year, or you could skip your entire lifespan and die. So that's the question there. And I don't know what I would do, honestly, because I like the idea of living out your own life. Because you'll be in a situation that you are in based off of what you would have done, but you wouldn't remember any of it because you'd speed it up. Or maybe you would remember it because you're still the same person. You would remember it. See, these are the questions that we have to get into. Because if it doesn't state it there, it probably is the thing. Speeding up time? No, because I wouldn't want to speed up time because then I could fuck it up. Because then I could end up doing something really stupid and not being able to fix it. Whereas if I go back in time, maybe I only save that back in time for like a really bad thing. What if I make like $1 million trade and I'm like, because you don't have to go back 10 years. You could just go back a few seconds. You know, and you can lose track of that too, because you can keep going back like 10 minutes through your life over and over and over and over again, and soon you know it, you die at 30 because you just used up all your years, you don't even know. But like you could make $1 million trade, watch the stock market go to something, and then you could go back 10 minutes, put all your life savings on it, make money, and live. But you are cutting down your lifespan. So I would rather reverse time, even though it eats up my lifespan. You just gotta reverse time like 10 minutes like a couple times and you're like a billionaire. And then you can live the rest of your life out. So that's what I would choose. I would reverse time. Lee says, here's my would you rather question. Would you rather be reincarnated but lose your memory of your past? Or would you rather, after you die, live after life and try to pass on? Would you rather be reincarnated, lose your memory? Well, it depends what the afterlife is. I mean, if the afterlife is like heaven, then fuck yeah, man. I'd rather pass on. Fuck you, bitches. I'm going to heaven. Oh, yeah, man. I'd rather go move on, dude. But that's it. No more. I'm done. So, hope you guys enjoyed it. Next week, I will not be here. I might be here. I'm going to San Diego next weekend, and so I'm going on vacation pretty much. And so I'll be gone all weekend, and I won't get back until like Sunday night. Sunday night, maybe Monday morning, and I don't think I'll have time. I mean, I'll be able to watch Wallflower tomorrow and Wednesday and Thursday, but I won't be able to watch it all weekend, so I probably won't be able to finish it. So we'll see. We'll see. Maybe, probably not. Don't count on it, but if you see me pop up on your feed, come join me and have a good time. All right, you bunch of mother-sucking losers. Back off. Oh, that was a good stream. Oh.